And welcome back to the channel, Survivors. Today we're going to be diving back into the world of Ark Survival Ascended, and specifically talking about Club Ark and all of the changes and additions that they've just recently added into the game as of last night, as I myself and my community have been having an absolute blast. So I figured I would jump in here, make a video, and talk about everything that you guys can expect to be new with Club Ark. Alrighty, first up here, let's talk about the 4 new mini games that were introduced with this update. The very first one is super easy to understand, probably the most lackluster in my opinion. It's literally my least favorite out of all of the new mini games, but it's going to be a simple one here. You just press up and down on your keyboard and you will essentially be able to duck down to avoid these bubbles, or you can jump over these bubbles if they're lower to the ground. Obviously, the longer that you play, again, it's just going to make these bubbles come a little bit faster and make the rotation or pattern of these from you ducking or jumping a little bit faster and quicker, and harder to do the further you go along. Now, the second new game mode that they added is kind of like a dodge the Doedicurus. Right now, this one's a little bit chaotic, especially if you can get more people from your community or if you're playing on an official server in the mini game with you. It gets very chaotic, but nevertheless here they're just going to start throwing random Doedicuruses at you, left and right. There's going to be a lot of different Dodes rolling around. They kind of stop for a brief second and then continue to roll. Either way here, all you have to do is, as the name suggests, you have to just dodge them, right? You don't want to get hit. After getting hit so many times, you will eventually die, and then it will obviously fail the mini game. So as long as you can remain standing, you can utilize objects to your advantage, like the holes here that are going to be in the center of the ring. You can kind of use that to your advantage. All you got to do is simply survive. The next new mini game they've added is the Manta Racing. Now, again, this one is very, very fun. I was racing completely by myself. I didn't have anybody else on at the time of me doing this, but when I was running through this, man, it took me forever. I was getting down to needing 5 more rings or even 2 more rings sometimes, and the timer ran out on me. So it is quite challenging here, racing the clock even on your own. I can only imagine doing this with a handful of other people, making it that much more chaotic. But you're trying to cut corners where you can cut corners, take the inside route, try to line yourself up with the next ring before you go through this first booster ring, you name it, right? The yellow ones give you a boost, the blue ones are the ones that you have to collect in order to hit 30 before you can beat that timer and then obviously win the mini game. And now, last but not least, in my personal favorite when it comes to the mini games introduced, and that brings us to the awesome parkour thing, if you will. Nevertheless, here you're just going to be utilizing your character and jumping across a random assortment of items placed in random funky ways, and trying to get all 13 of these objectives. And let me tell you, boy, it is challenging. All right, if you basically get one of the checkpoints out of the 13, you end up falling off, or you don't make your jump. If you just jump off into the lava, it would then reset you back to whatever the last checkpoint there was. Now, there's no time limit currently available here for this difficulty, which, trust me, you're gonna be glad that there's no time limit. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're just gonna jump from different item to different item, work your way, all the way through the parkour course, get all 13 of those, individual checkpoint objectives, and then once you do, you'll beat the mini game. You can pretty much skip a handful of jumps by utilizing some of these shortcuts. And so yeah, just a really awesome, fun game mode, and my personal favorite out of the 4 mini games, I think, with the Manta Racing coming in on second, the Dodes, and then finally the jump and duck one being my least favorite. And now, moving on here from mini games, they've added a couple additional new items here to, like the spinning wheel, for instance, in the casino. One of the biggest ones is going to be the artifacts. You can see here that I was able to get myself an artifact just by spinning on this wheel, Artifact of the Immune. Secondly, here I also earned one of the rare color variants on a creature. So you can see this terror bird that I actually got from it landing on a cryopod, and then right next to it you can see the color palette. You can see a little another earned item, and that's actually a rare color, it claims, for that terror bird. And then additionally, they've added that brand new repair kit onto the spinning wheel as well. You can see in this one that I actually earned one is an apprentice repair kit for a chest piece, an armor piece. You can take that apprentice repair kit that I currently have in my inventory, and it will repair any chest piece. All the rarity has to do with is the number percentage. You can see right below the weight on the left hand side, you can see that it says 75%. That means any item that I use this repair kit on, it will only repair that item up to 75%, even if the item is fully broken. So to give you an example, I got the apprentice repair kit for the chest piece. I can go ahead and click and drag it over on top of the primitive desert shirt. It will go ahead and instantly repair that. As you can see here, it doesn't cost any materials. However, though, it will only repair it up to 75%. And it's worth mentioning, there is a armor repair kit of all the different qualities or rarities for each piece of armor slot that you have on your character. So you have to to use that respective slot with that respective armor type. So whether it's gloves, boots, pants, chest piece or headpiece. And now back in Club Ark, we have some additional things to show you. One, that brings us to the brand new wardrobe feature. So if you head over here into the wardrobe store, you interact with the little dummy standing here. It'll then bring you a menu that has all of the different items in the game. A lot of it is going to be like seasonal items for all the different, events, where we're talking like the Valentine's Day event, the Christmas skin. You even have the Christmas Krampus skin, which was limited, up until this point. When it comes to the wardrobe feature, one of my favorite things that I had to buy immediately brings us into the boot section. If you go into the feet section, the boot section, you can see these awesome Dino Crocs, dude. Yes, please. I'm so freaking excited here. I went ahead and bought them. I've got them on. Check these bad boys out. Wild card, I need you to put some of these here on your Amazon merch store and I will buy them immediately. And last but not least, that brings us to the Dino Store. So again, very similar to, other things and aspects in the game. You can go to the Dino Store and you can buy specifically cryopoded dinos from here. I believe it costs you 3,500 tokens every single time. You don't have an option for a lesser, version. The levels are going to be 100% random. The colors on them are going to be 100% random. And just like you have from the casino spinning wheel option, you do have the ability to get a rare color, attached to this when you buy one of these creatures. Again, they do cost you 3,500 compared to getting a creature off of, like I said, the casino wheel for 500 or 750 tokens. But again, nevertheless, it's a guaranteed to give you some sort of dino, and then you can utilize that dino and its, new rare color mute back at your home server. And with that being said, survivors, that officially wraps up everything and all of the new additions here for Club Ark that I'm aware of. If I happen to miss anything, please drop it down below in the comment section for anybody and everybody that is checking out this video so they can stay up to date with everything that I've mentioned here, and then obviously anything you drop down below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Ark Survival Ascended related. Don't forget to join my Discord if you guys want to jump on my community servers, as I do host a map right now clustered together for each of the individual maps that are available. We've got the island, Scorched Earth, and then now the center map, and then we will be picking one up here for Aberration when it officially drops. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all on the next one.